And now the surprise of the day. The umpire has ruled that an outside agency interfered with the race, and we have now the rerun of the Grand. And let's hope this time they make the full course. Tremendous start by both crews. They slipped away like snakes, rating very, very high. Nothing between them at all. They are dead level at this stage of the race, and the opening acceleratory strokes out of the blocks. And there we have them, Thames Tradesmen on the right of the screen, Leander on the left. And remember, this is the big prestige event of Henley. And both crews now are starting to come towards the centre of the course. The Cox is getting back on again. There we have a terrific view of Leander in full stride. Cox roaring them on. But Tradesmen just holding on, perhaps by half a length. And this could be a balancing point of the race. There's a Tradesmen crew, 4 of them disappointed men. They never made the Olympic Games. This would be tremendous compensation for them. Just holding on to a narrow edge there over Leander. Struggling for more space between the two crews. Liam Brown struggling there for a little more length. Leander again trying a late attack, ranking the stroke, looking over, driving Leander on. Leander making a spare, but Tradesmen have answered. Tradesmen have answered just in time, and they're holding on now by half a length. There's a Tradesmen crew. Experienced, just holding on. Smooth running crew. It looks like Leander's effort could be spent, but we've still got 200 metres in this race to go. And Rankin, the Leander stroke, driving, and there's a signal going up. Tradesmen in front, there's a number 1 for Tradesmen. Leander number 2, something like half a length down as we come into the very final stage of the race. The Thames Tradesman Cox looking over, a final glance, urging his crew on. Leander now, they look spent. It looks like Tradesmen have got it. Liam Brown really driving his crew on. Tremendous experience here. Yes, there we have it. Leander coming slightly across the course, but Tradesmen going for clear water. I doubt whether they'll get it. Remember, this is the rerun. And there we have Tradesmen now approaching the finishing line. Just 2/3 of a length ahead of their rivals, Leander Club, here of Henley. And Tradesmen now approaching the line. Just less than 50 metres to go. It's a final cautious glance at their opponents, but they know they've got it in the bag. And they cross the line 2/3 of a length ahead of their arch rivals, Leander. Tired, exhausted, but no doubt happy. This is a big one in their pockets. The distance officially, 2/3 of a length. Time 6 minutes, 25 seconds. Slowest condition. This could be the end of the English drought. A sudden storm, it's been threatening for the last hour. We've had forked lightning, and now we have difficult conditions on the course. People scamping, coats on, umbrellas up. What a turnover. But this is the start of the Thames Cup between the local heroes of Henley Rowing Club and Harvard, will be on the far side of the course, who've only lost this race once when they've come across the Atlantic. They lost it last year for the first time ever on one of their overseas trips here to Henley. But there's going to be a lot of people shouting for Henley, the local heroes. They've never won here at Henley. Cox is now ready. And they're off. The final of the Thames Cup. Tremendous start by both crews. Henley on the left of your scene with the black blades, carbon fibre oars. Very good start. They survived a disaster in the semi-finals when one of the oars came out of the oarlock and could have lost them a chance here for the final. Very good start by them. Here they are on the right of the screen now as we look at them. And Harvard, a powerful crew, have only opened once in this regatta, and that was in the semi-final round. But this could be a classic race. And we can see the signal on the right-hand side. Henley, in fact, have got a small lead of perhaps a canvas over the much-fancied Harvard crew. There we have Harvard. The stroke gives the rhythm. Behind them, the engine room. The technicians in the back nearest to you. It's a very skillful boat to row. And the crews at this moment are dead level. Looks a slight difference. Henley on the right seems slightly ahead, but they are dead level at this stage. It's a key race for both of them. Harvard do not want to be dishonoured twice, and Henley want that first victory. And Henley now is peeping ahead, perhaps a few feet. There we have the Henley crew. And everything going into this race. This is the big one for them, the end of the season. And there we have the Cox with his life belt on, obviously a non-swimmer, Dick Woodward. Harvard now showing ahead, and there we have the Korean-American Cox, Harry Yu, pushing his crew on. Obviously a swimmer, no life jacket, but Harvard coming through now. Maybe they have a quarter of a length, but the race is still wide open. And Henley now, look at the stroke man, he's pushing now, he's pushing for more distance. The Harvard stroke pulling him along, pushing for more distance as we reach the closing stages of the race. And Henley beginning to answer. Henley are coming back. And Dick Richardson, the stroke, look at him, he's bending his arms, he's putting everything into it, and his crew are responding. And we've now reached the enclosures. Harvard have given a lead of perhaps a few feet, and Harvard could be in trouble here. And the shouts from the crowd is unbelievable. They're all on their feet, willing the local heroes home. The crews are dead level now with perhaps 200 metres to go. And Dick Richardson, look at him pulling that crew along. What guts, what stamina this boy's got. Here we have the shot now, the final stages of the race. Crews dead level. Whoever puts the push in now will take this race. Is it going to be Harvard on the left of your screen, or is it going to be Henley? Harvard are responding first. The Harvard stroke lifting the rate. Harvard just creeping inches ahead. Henley are holding on. Henley are coming back again. Henley could do it. Harvard now just switching on again. A final effort by the Harvard Cox. Harvard just coming across the line. What a fantastic race. An unbelievable race. So there we are. Harvard, plenty to celebrate about. We only saw them really opening up once. That was in the semi-final rounds. They're exhausted but happy. But what a race they received from Henley. And there's a salutation from the Harvard stroke. You can hardly believe how tough it was. Well, I think that's one of the best races I've ever seen at Henley. And so be it with the local heroes from Henley. Tremendous support here from. Of course. And here we have now the race we've been waiting for. Thames Tradesmen on the left of the screen, and the University of British Columbia and Vancouver Rowing Club on the right of the screen in the final of the Stewards. And if Tradesmen can pull this off, it will mean a unique triple. They've already taken the Grand, they've taken the Prince Philip, and here we have 4 from the Grand crew. But sadly, in the early stages of this race, they are trailing and they are looking tired. 3 times down the course in one day is really too much. But these are boys I know very well. 3 of them I've coached this year, so I've got some personal interest riding with them. And I know how fatigued they must be. Bit disillusioned about rerunning the Grand. But they were made to do it. They had to do it or give up the race, and the Grand was the big prize for the club. But if they can pull off 3 at Henley in one day, it has never been achieved before. And you can see now the tiredness in the blades. If you look at Thames Tradesmen on the left, the timing of the blades is slightly out. Vancouver on their first run of the day, smooth work, and now leading Thames Tradesmen by a length and a half, and that's a long way to pull up. But there's a long way yet to go in this race. Oh, there we have Vancouver. They've come a long way too, something like 6,000 miles for this one race. And they've had one straight final. They're looking smooth. And they know they've got tired men at the end of the string here. And Tradesmen in trouble at the moment, steering to the left and to the right of the course. But look, there's Cusack looking back, the stroke man. A lot of guts in this crew. 3 of them are East Enders, 1 from Wallingford. The strokers from Wallingford, the local crew here, 13 miles away from Henley. There's the gap. It's a long way to make up. It's a long way to make up as we pass the halfway stage. But don't finish off Thames Tradesmen yet, because I know them. They're gutty, and they're going to have a go. Also, they know under their belts that they beat this crew last week by 6 lengths. 6 lengths when they were fresh men. But now look at the difference as tired men. Tradesmen drifting a little to the centre of the course. Remember, they must keep to their stations. And you can see now on the shot on your screen, Tradesmen to the left of your picture have come right over off their station, and they are in danger here, because if they accelerate here, and you can see the orange bows of their boat moving up very closely on the Canadians, if they spurt here and hit the Canadians, they're going to be disqualified. If they have to move out of the way to get back on the station, they're going to lose distance. You can see them now, they're moving back onto their station. They have a chance here if they spurt. They're looking back, they know there's a chance here. They've come back, the steering's gone again. They're so tired they cannot keep their boat straight. And now they've got to move out again. That's going to cost them half a length. Now they're looking for the home run. They've got clear water. Now they're going for it. They've got a chance. They sense the kill, and they're going for it. The Canadians are tired. Tradesmen are coming through with every stroke. Have they got time to do it? But reaching the field, no, they have just missed it, I think, by a third of a length. How sad. Tired men. They tried their best, their steering had gone, they brought the boat back on course, but to no avail. Tradesmen have lost a unique treble, the Grand, the Prince Philip, and the Stewards, but I can feel for them. I can feel for them, and the Grand at least is some consolation. The Canadians, they're knocking the fatigue out of their legs. They've done better than they ever expected. They sensed they would trail in this race. And there we have it. The end of the 1976 Henley Royal Regatta, the 1 mile, 550-yard course. It's been a memorable regatta with many, many records. Almost a still painting.